about the Innocence Network and the fact that, well, actually it was right around a year ago because I got hired in May, about the Innocence Network and the fact that it was going to be here in the city of Atlanta 2019. I didn't hesitate to accept the offer to speak. And I'll get into the reason why in a little bit, but you know, I've been going for about a week now. Our season ended on Wednesday, and for the past week, I've just been thinking, like, why am I here? Why am I speaking at this event? What do I know about the Innocence Project and the Innocence Network, and about exonerees, and about the work that a lot of people do to help and assist with wrongful convictions? And just trying to figure out what to speak about, because I'm a rookie right now, and I really feel like this is foreign territory for me. I am young. I'll be 43 in May. I'm the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. This is my 12th season coaching in the NBA. And for me, it's, you know, I keep questioning, why am I speaking here? I get to coach a basketball game. It's a really simple game. It's not that serious. It's sport. Everyone loves sport. Some people think that's special. I think it's a special opportunity, but I'm very mindful of the fact that it is just a game. Prior to coming to Atlanta, I spent 5 years in Philadelphia where I coached Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons.
Go Sixers!
Prior to coaching in Philadelphia for 5 years, I coached in Memphis for 2 years, where I coached Marc Gasol.
You already know, cuzzo.
And Mike Conley. Prior to coaching in Memphis, I coached in Golden State for a year, where I coached Steph Curry for 1 season. And prior to Golden State, I started my NBA coaching career in Cleveland, where I coached LeBron for 3 years. And so I only say that, and I don't say that for the applause. I say that because there's a lot of star power, and what I call star power in the 12 years that I've been coaching in the NBA. And star power is cool. It's a lot of name recognition. Everyone is a basketball fan or a sport fan, and everyone has a team that they're rooting for. Met some guys that, you know, are Knicks fans and no longer Knicks fans, and Clifford over there, who's now a Laker fan. I met a couple people that are Bulls fans, and I say that because I've been in a room where I've been surrounded by quote unquote star power. I walked into this room tonight, and this room has a different sense and a different feel of power. This is way more powerful than star power. When you prepare a speech, or you're trying to prepare a speech, as I have been, and trying to figure out what to speak of, you start looking at quotes, and you start looking at statistics, and you start reading about different stories of the exonerees. And to go back to when I first heard about the Innocence Project, and thankfully he's here today. I was coaching in Memphis, and we brought in, my head coach at the time was Lionel Hollins. We brought in an exoneree to speak to our team. And he gave one of the most powerful speeches to our guys about his experience. And I had no plans of speaking about this until I got here, and I found out he was here.
My attorney.
And he just talked about his conviction, his wrongful conviction, and never admitting guilt. And he gave our team his whole story. I think he spoke for over an hour. I get to Philly, and I tell my coach in Philly, Brett Brown, I said, Brett, we have to bring this man in to speak to our guys, because it's one of the most powerful things I've ever heard. And he talked about the Innocence Project, and I had no idea what the Innocence Project was.
Forgot his name.
What they
This
did.
is my investigator.
And I'm still, to this day, anyone that works for any of the networks, and the Innocence Projects, and all the different organizations
Her name is
that
hard to pronounce.
commit to wrongful convictions, I applaud you.
This is my
And
guy,
I think we all should applaud you right now. Because when I go back to what I do for a living, it's simply,
it
truly
ain't hard.
is just a game.
That's a million.
And I find a higher purpose in what I do, and I try and seek out what that higher purpose is. But you know, the work that you do in the different organizations to help exonerees, to help change laws,
I used to get him in,
to be a part of
mixed
that
up.
is amazing. And the person I'm speaking of who spoke to our team in Memphis and spoke to our team in Philadelphia is Dewey Bozzella. Dewey, you can stand up. Dewey, that's my man right there.
That's the boy that did the boxing. He had one boxing match. Okay,
So
from New York. I know him.
you know, an excerpt from what he spoke
I watched
about,
him when I was watching him.
which, you know, and he felt it. I know he felt it because it's one of the most powerful things I'd ever heard. And he was in maximum security in Sing Sing, I believe. And, you know, because of his good deed, and because of what he did while he was incarcerated, they tried to move him down to a minimum security jail, where a lot of young guys with first-time felonies coming in, and he was disgusted. He didn't want to be there. He wanted to go back to maximum security because he knew he wasn't there for anything that he had done, and he didn't want to get comfortable being in prison. He didn't want to go to minimum security and be comfortable and have a TV in his room. And I had never heard anyone speak of anything like that. Never. To understand that he wanted to continue to do right. He wanted to live his life about as pure and as right as he could. And the power of that message just hit me. And I told him that. And I just told him that because when I walked into this room, I could feel the power of all of you, the family members, the exonerees that I've spoken to, the stories that I've read about, the people that work on these projects is extremely powerful. So when I speak about what I do as a coach, I understand it's just a game. What I try and do here in the city of Atlanta, and since I've been here, is I've tried to meet the most important people that represent this city. I've met with Reverend Joseph Lowry, who worked in the civil rights movement. He's 97 years old. And I've gone to his house and I just listened to his stories. We brought in Councilman John Lewis, who, you know, spoke about at age 23, he was able to speak on the Washington Monument in front of 250,000 people about civil rights movement, and his will, his fight was for others. We've had Ambassador Andrew Young, who represents this city to the fullest from a financial, economic empowerment of African American people and just the city in general. And he's been by our team, and he's spoken to our team about what it means to live in this city of Atlanta. This is the birthplace of civil rights. And the key part of that is civil rights, it's human rights, it's human dignity. And what you guys have gone through is the unthinkable. Aaron Salters, who I just met, who August of 2018 was released after 15 years, I believe it is. I'm just getting the story 5 minutes ago. And as soon as he gets out, he's already working to help others. Human rights, civil rights. How do we continue to help others? So as the head coach of an NBA team, I do get to coach a game. I have 15 men that I work with, young men that I work with. And I call them young men because that's what they are. Trey Young, yes sir. He's 20 years old. There's a little star power. We know his name. But my mission, my real purpose, my real goal is to help others help others. It's what I've been charged with. I leave this room and I come into this room and I feel the power. I leave this room and I'm inspired. And I thank all of you. I thank everyone in this room for the inspiration. I really do, because I don't know what you guys have had to go through and what you've had to endure. What I do know is that you're here now. Your families are here now and what they've had to go through and endure. And for the most part, and what I've heard is your only charge, your only mission, the mission of the Innocence Network, is to change laws and to help others and to eliminate this problem. I don't know how I got into this position, but I really feel like I wouldn't be doing my job or my service to any of you in this room if I weren't in the same fight that you were in. And it's helping others in whatever way or whatever passion or whatever commitment you do that, continue to do it. Somehow you found hope where there wasn't much, and you came out on the other side and now you're better because you're gonna make someone else better. And I'm inspired to know that, I'm inspired to feel that, and I appreciate that you guys have had me here for this, because it's not about basketball, that's nothing to me. It's about human rights, and it's about civil rights. Yes. So thank you guys for having me. I applaud all and each and every one of you for being here, and I'm inspired to be better and to help others be better. Thank you.